look at this cute little nook that we're making into a dressing room, and we are going to show you how to foil in this video. And there's some paint blending and just common decor.
So the last time you saw this, I hadn't put the dark pink. So I went ahead and did Kissing Booth in the upper corner, and now we're using some of the DIY Painterly paint, and we're just adding some fun color because it's textured, and so it really catches the grooves really nice. So we used a bunch of different Painterlies and just kind of went on the where I blended the paint.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with paint blends. You just keep messing with it until it looks right to you. And it is very activated with water, so when you spray it, you can go back and forth and up and down with your paintbrush to blend it, or use these Painterlies, or use our paint pigment powders to do that too. We didn't do that in this video.
What's nice about DIY paint is I painted the wall, and we probably took like a week before we came back and blended, and it's clay-based, clay paint. So we just sprayed it, and it was like we had just painted it. So you can really add as much as you want to this paint.
Yeah, until it is sealed with wax or water-based top coats, then it's reworkable. It will eventually get hard like adobe because that's like clay, but it might take 6 months or a year. So you really have some, grace with this. We did end up sealing it with Big Top.
Yes, and here we are doing some of the Plant Lady pigment powder, and I'm just putting it on and then spraying it with water so it gets that drippy effect.
I forgot we did do the pigments in this. I love to mess with the pigment powders. You don't have to have it drippy if you don't want. You can blend that out with the brush or finger like I'm doing here, but we kind of wanted it to look like that just because it's kind of a crazy fun little nook.
It makes the perfect little dressing room, and it catches your eye when you come down the hallway.
So you just take an artist brush and dip it in water, and then dip it in the pigment powder, and then you spray, or you just dip it in water and blend it out if you don't want the drippies.
So for the foil, we put some Big Top on first, and then got our foil and put the foil squares on there, and then we foiled the whole wall, and then you'll see we used a brush and kind of brushed off some of the foil to give it like the organic look. So we're just placing the foil now.
So we just took our brush, and so it didn't look like squares, and we kind of broke it up a little bit. You'll see us doing that on the flower that we showed at the first, because it was a silver flower and I want more gold in here. So you'll see the technique that we did there. And this is just really small squares. I got them off of like some website, so it was really cheap, but like the ones from Hobby Lobby or some from Amazon, you can get a bigger square so it's easier to work with, but it was fine. So normally you put your Big Top or liquid patina under, put the foil on, and then after you brush away some of the excess foil, then you would need to seal it with the Big Top or liquid patina. So that's what we did.
It's kind of messy putting the foil on, so don't be surprised if it's sticking to your fingers. It makes your fingers look nice and sparkly, but you'll get a little bit sticky placing it.
So you'll have to vacuum up the excess, or let a big drop cloth catch it and pour it back and use it. You can use a little flex on another project. So see how it looks all squares, but we brush and we break and we just kind of make it spread out.
And we just went down the whole wall.
So this is before we sealed it, but see how the drying, it's like all sealed, but it looks like all splotchy until it dries. Okay, here's Caitlin. We're texting out the dressing room to see if everything works. We need little hooks on the wall, but for now we just did it like that. A little shower curtain with metallic foil on it.
And this is after the ceiling has dried and everything.
Okay, now we're doing this big flower. It is heavy. It was a big, tall ladder. These are 14 feet ceiling, so we had to go up with that, and it was a mess. So to do the whole thing metallic, we're in Oklahoma and it's winter, and I did not want to spray gold, but that's the original plan on this, so we just added some flecks to make it kind of look I don't know, would you call it speckled or
Yeah, I would say like
sponged?
gold speckled.
So we just like broke it up with the brush to make it not look like squares. And
it really didn't take too long.
No, it wasn't too bad. And then we have got gold, rose, and silver foil, and we showed the bowls in the picture that we had mixed all 3 metals, and it is so pretty. So don't pass up those wooden bowls at the thrift store, and it really adds a lot of pizzazz.
Yeah, it does. And so that you can see I'm breaking up the square and kind of getting all the chippies into the spots. There's no gaps.
There's those bowls with the rose, the gold, and the silver. And then we did some paint inlays on that one too.
So there's the flower all hung up.
It's really fun.